Let's talk about how to level up your English with can. I teach English here in the United States to adult students. One of the first modals students learn is can. And we work on the grammar and sentences, and they practice sentences such as I can swim, I can ride a bike, I can play the piano. And these are all good. They help students to learn how to use can in a sentence. But are these sentences really useful? Because there are so many other things that you can do with can. And in this video, we're going to explore 4 ways to use the modal can. So the first way is the most obvious, to describe something you are able to do or know how to do. Imagine you're in an interview, either for a job or to be a student at a university, and they ask you, what skills do you have? This is a great place to use can. You are able to say things like, I can use Microsoft Office. I can drive a truck. I can code using Python and Ruby. I can repair computers. So whatever skills you have, it's useful to use can to describe them. So take a minute either now or after the video and think about what skills do you have, and then how can you talk about them using can? In other words, what can you do? Now, can is not just about people. Can also helps us describe the abilities of things. For example, my phone can take great pictures. A school bus driver may need to know how many people can fit on his or her school bus. They could say the school bus can hold 70 passengers. At a restaurant, you might say something like, the dishwasher can wash 750 glasses in an hour. At a warehouse, you might hear someone say, the forklift can lift 2,500 kilograms. Can't helps us describe what objects are unable to do. And if you look at the picture, you'll see what this forklift is unable to do. The forklift can't lift 3,000 kilograms. Can is also useful for making plans with other people, whether it's for work or for school or just for social. Here's a sample conversation between two people. The first person says, can you meet Tuesday at noon? So they're using can to ask the question to set up a meeting. The second person says, sorry, I can't. So this person is using can't to say, no, I'm unable to do that. Then they use can to suggest a new time. I can meet Tuesday at 2 o'clock. And finally, we have, okay, I can do that, meaning this person is also able to meet at that time. A second way to use can is to talk about things that people are allowed or permitted to do. Now, this is different than just being able to do something. This is based on laws and rules and what people are allowed or permitted to do. So, for example, in the US, you can drive when you are 16 years or older. So once you're 16 years old, you can take a test and get a driver's license and drive on public roads. If you're 15 years or younger, you can't do that. In the US, you can vote when you are 18 years or older. So if you're 17 years or younger, you can't vote. Once you're 18, you can register and vote. Here's an example from what we call soccer, you call football. In soccer, you can't touch the ball with your hands unless you're the goalie. The goalie can touch the ball with his or her hands. Now you're thinking, how does this help me in my work or university life? People in different jobs have different roles. And in those roles, they can do some things and can't do other things. For example, think about the different people who work in hospitals. Doctors, nurses, x-ray technicians. Each person can do some things and can't do other things. Doctors can prescribe and give medication to patients. Nurses can give medications to patients, but they can't prescribe them. X-ray technicians can take X-rays, but they can't prescribe or give patients medication. So you can see each person can do certain tasks based on their training and experience. At your job, it's probably the case that only certain people can do some tasks. In the picture, you see a scissor lift. A scissor lift is very helpful, but it's also dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. In most workplaces in the US, only trained and certified people can use the scissor lift. People who aren't trained and certified can't use the scissor lift. Here's another example. In most businesses, only certain people can sign checks for a company, right? So at the school where I work, I don't sign the checks, the director signs the checks. Usually only certain people can sign checks for a company. So maybe the director and the assistant director can sign checks, the other staff cannot. Here's an example from university. Only students in the science department can use the lab. That makes sense. The lab has dangerous things. You only want students who know what they're doing to use the lab. Other students can't use the lab. So think about this, either now or later. What are some things that you can do but other people can't? The third way to use can is to ask a person to do something or give you something. So here we are talking about polite requests. Imagine I was trying to carry these boxes and I saw you coming towards me. I could ask you, can you help me carry these boxes, please? Or if I was at your house and it was hot, I could say, it's hot in here. Can you open the windows, please? If my car was at the mechanic's, I might ask you, can you give me a ride to class tomorrow, please? Or if we were in class together, I might ask, can I borrow your notes from math class, please? Now let's talk about can versus would or could. All of these can be used in polite requests. Here's how I think of this. I use can for family, good friends, and close coworkers. Can is a little less formal. I use would and could for requests in more formal meetings, like with my boss or visitors. Can is also useful for offering to help other people. When you go into a restaurant or store, someone asks you, can I help you? You could be more specific. If I saw you carrying these boxes, I could ask you, can I help you carry those boxes? Today, try to offer someone help using the word can. The fourth and last way to use can that we will discuss today is to describe what is possible or likely and what is impossible and unlikely. We often use can to support one another. So we see a team, maybe a women's soccer team here. One of the players might say, we can win, suggesting that this is possible. She is trying to encourage the others. Maybe your work team is working on a project that has some problems. People are feeling down about the project. They're not sure they can get it done. Someone might try to encourage them by saying, I think these problems can be solved. So they're trying to encourage. They are also saying what they believe is possible. Or perhaps your group project at school is behind schedule. You're afraid you won't meet the deadline. If you still think it's possible, you can say, if we work hard, we can still make the deadline. Today, try to say something supportive to another person using can. We can also use can if we hear something that is wrong or impossible. You could say, that can't be right, or that can't be correct. We've covered the 4 ways to use can in conversations. Now it's time for you to go out and level up your speech using can. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.